Hi everybody. I hope all of you are doing very well these days. Okay, see, we have been looking into the few chapters, the first and the second chapters in the book titled Karma, written by Sadhguru. Okay, so today we will see some of the important points which he has described in his third chapter, which is given the heading as Karma as Memory. The Karma as Memory. Okay, see, what Sadhguru says is, we are all bags of karma performed by us in this lifetime, in our past lifetime, and also what we have inherited from our parents, grandparents, great grandparents, from our ancestors, and so on. Okay, so we have inherited a lot from our forefathers. Inherited in the sense it has been passed on through genes, isn't it? Now, some may be good, some may not be good. Some may be even bad. Some may be even worst. Some worst characters. We cannot say anything about it, because we have been born into that society, we have been born into that family, and so the family background gets reflected on us also, because it is passed on through genes. Okay, and you see, this karma, that is the karma, the positive and negative karmas done by our ancestors, forefathers, plus what we have done. Now, all these things are present in three parts of our body. Three parts means in the physical body, in the mental body, as well as in the astral body. These are the three koshas, these are the three layers, and all these three layers are affected by the karma. So he says each human being is a bag of karmas, nothing more, nothing less. And if you extend a little, if you go beyond some point, you know, this karma, it affects the physical body, it affects the mental body, and it affects the astral body also. Astral body is something which we cannot see with our naked eye, but still the astral body is existing, and our karmas, our past actions do affect our astral bodies also. Okay, and see, Sadhguru gives two solid examples. One is, imagine that you are walking through a road, and the length of the road is say 100 meters. Now, when you start from one end of the road and you walk, on the way you recognize some smells. Suppose if you are passing by a bakery, maybe something is baked inside, and outside when you are walking, outside the bakery when you are walking, you get a nice smell. So you know that something is being baked inside, especially when you add this vanilla essence and bake it, it gives out a very beautiful smell. So you recognize that. Then somebody is passing by, and his sweat, it is giving a bad smell. Then as you walk, you see one or two people getting out of the car, and you know, mixed in the air, the perfume which they had sprayed is getting mixed in the air, and you are able to smell it. Sometimes you like the smell of the spray, sometimes you don't like it. Whether you like it or not, you are able to recognize the spray. That at least you know that they have sprayed some body spray, they have used it, isn't it? See, like this, what Sadhguru says is, there is a possibility of 100 types of smells throughout the stretch of the road. Maybe there is a tree which has blossomed and that is giving a nasty smell. Maybe many good smells are coming from different flowers in the gardens. The smell can be good and bad, but smells are there or not? There are 100 types of smells in that stretch of road. But what do you recognize? You recognize one or two which you already know. But what happens to the rest of the smells? Whether you recognize or not, now these smells are also, that is the nature of the smell is going through through your nose into the subconscious level, and it is getting imprinted in your subconscious level. So the importance of this is, see, knowingly and unknowingly we send through the 5 sense organs, we send a lot of information into our mind. That's why he said each human being is a bag of karmas, because all these things are deposited, imprinted into our mind in the form of characters. Good smell, bad smell, everything is imprinted like that. So what does it mean? We have to be extra careful about what you are putting into the mind. If you are going to dump everything into your mind, then it becomes like a dustbin. Then decluttering becomes a very difficult task. So be conscious. Be conscious of what you eat, what you smell, what you see, what you talk, what you imbibe from the environment, what you imbibe from the others. Okay, like that he goes on explaining one more, many examples. One more example is here, that is, see, a person is hypnotized. Okay, hypnotism, you know, he is the person is made to go into a deep sleep. Then after the deep sleep, you see, after the deep sleep, you are telling 10 sentences in Chinese language. Chinese language is a language which that person doesn't know at all. It is totally new to him. But when he is in his deep sleep, when he is hypnotized, a person is coming and he is reading out 10 sentences in Chinese language. Now after that, hypnotism gets over, this fellow wakes up and the fellow goes out. No problem. Then after 3 months or 6 months, after a long time, when somebody is talking about these 10 sentences in Chinese, 1 or 2 sentences, he is able to reproduce all the 10 sentences. Then you can imagine how things are putting into our how things are going and getting imprinted in our subconscious mind. That person doesn't know Chinese language. The person doesn't know that he has been, maybe he knows that he is hypnotized, but he doesn't know that he has been, the 10 sentences in Chinese language have been read out to him. But on a different occasion, he is telling the 10 sentences. So that means he heard the 10 sentences in a particular language which is unknown to him, and that has entered into his subconscious level. So is it not 100% true that we should be very careful about what is entering into our mind, into our conscious and subconscious mind? We should be. Okay. So like that he goes on giving many incidences. So what he says is, the nose which you have got, probably you inherited it from your grandmother some 5 generations back. some 10 generations back, some 12 generations back. Maybe that her nose is sitting on your face now. Possible, isn't it? Okay, then see, now I used to wonder, when a lady delivers, the baby is taken out, and the body is cleaned, and the baby is breastfed. As soon as the baby feels the nipple, it starts pressing with its tongue. Such a soft tongue. It starts pressing with its tongue to take out the milk drop by drop. And it is so, what should I say, so vehemently it is pressing, and it is trying to suck out the milk. Then in the beginning, when I was young, I used to wonder how this baby knows that it has to suck and take the milk. Now it is doing it for its survival. Fine, no doubt. But how does it know that it has to press it with the tongue? It is the greatest task, difficult task for the baby to suck and take the milk. But it is doing it. Who taught the baby? I used to wonder. Now as a teacher, we have taught using so many blackboards, whiteboards, smart boards, and so on. Then also all the children in the class do not understand whatever we say in the way we say. Whereas who taught this baby? Nobody taught. But it is doing it on its own. How is it possible? Like that I used to wonder. Like that, if you observe small children, say at the age of 1.5 years, maybe they have some bad habits of biting something, biting the nails or something. We warn them. But still, the habit is in them. And so they start like sucking the thumb. Some children, they just put the thumb inside their mouth and they start sucking. But the minute we see them or the minute we caution them, immediately they hide their hands behind them. So at the age of 10 months, at the age of 1 year, I used to wonder, how do they know that what they are doing is wrong? But the habit is within them. It is in the DNA, it is in the genes. And so they have the tendency to do. But they know it is wrong also. They also know that it is wrong. And so the minute we see them, they put their hands behind. They hide. So I used to wonder, who taught them all these things? But after that I understand that even these are all the things, the memories of our parents, forefathers, ancestors, and so on. And see, Sadhguru goes on explaining, goes to the level of saying that these karmas, what we have inherited, they are imprinted and in the form of memory, and this is what we are exhibiting as our character. Most of the things have been passed on from generation to generation. But at the same time, you might have seen in the families also, if the child is studying well, the father will say, he is my son. Suppose if the child is doing some mischief, then the mother will say, he is your child, no? How will it be different from you? He will be also the same. So everyone wants to take the credit and gives the other thing to the others. But these things happen, isn't it? So we all know that we do inherit a lot of things from our ancestors. In addition to that, whatever we have done it in our earlier lifetimes and in this lifetime, till this moment, whatever we have learned, whatever we have imbibed from the surroundings through the 5 sense organs, they are all stored in our memory. Okay, and see, these karmas, they affect the physical body, especially the negative karmas, affect the physical body, affects the mental body, not only that, it affects the astral body also. What are the other names for astral body? Energy body, the pranic body, isn't it? All these terms refer to the same, that is the energy level. That is why these yogis, they do various sadhanas to increase the energy level. And you might have seen, see, if you look at the pictures of some gods, like goddess Lakshmi or Lord Shiva or Parvati, now you see some white light around their head. Sometimes it is white, sometimes it is yellow. Now this light, white light or yellow light around the head is the aura, A-U-R-A, aura. And this aura is nothing but the energy body. So, is it true that only the gods have aura? No, no, no. All of us carry the aura. Since we are unable to see the aura, our own aura or others' aura, using our naked eye, we don't bother about it. But in yogic culture, keeping the aura in a perfect manner is the most important thing. And there are lots of sadhanas which are designed earlier by the great scholars, yogis, which will help us to keep our aura in a good manner. See, if our aura is all right, our physical body will be all right, the mental body also will be all right. So, is it not important to keep our aura in a healthy way, in a strong way? There are many practices. And Sadhguru goes on to say that, see, when he was 4 years or 5 years, when he is sitting in a place, when he is looking at his family members, his parents, siblings, he used to look at them as a cotton ball, as a hazy structure. But when he is talking or walking, he will see them as human beings. So, at the age of 4 or 5, if he is able to see, that means it is, even that character is passed on from his forefathers, ancestors. But you know, since he was very small, he didn't know about the energy body, or he didn't know that what he had seen as a cotton ball around the figure is the aura. But later on, he could identify that. And I should mention here, my Guru, Yogisraja Sir, also talks about this aura very deeply, and he has taught us many sadhanas to improve our aura and to keep the aura in a befitting manner. And he started his sadhanas when he was very small. He had the intuitive power when he was small, and from when he was in 9th standard, he started doing some sadhana in a very intensive way, concentrating at the Ajna Chakra. And from that time onwards, he has been having the ability to look at the aura of others. He has taught us how to look, and whenever we go to him, you know, there is a body like a figure drawn in a paper, and he, just by looking at us with his naked eye, he will be able to see how far our aura is extended. So, a person whose aura is, say, 2 feet long, and a person who is having, say, 50 feet long aura. Long means it is all around his body, right side, left side, upside and down. So it is like a cotton ball, and the physical body is just moving, or it is inside that. So that is how the aura is described. So he used to measure our aura. He used to say, your aura is 10 feet only, you have to develop it. Your aura, compared to last time, this time your aura has improved a little more. Like that, accurately he will tell by seeing the person. Okay, so such important structure is the aura, and we have to keep our aura very healthy, because our negative karmas can affect the aura. See, doing black magic, if somebody is doing black magic to us, or what we call as bad drishti. See, somebody looking at us, how healthy you are, how rich you are, how beautiful you are. All these things will have some negative effect on our aura. Okay, and there are ways and means, many sadhanas described by our yogis in the olden days to improve our aura. And Yogis Raja Sir has also taught us different methods to improve our aura. And he says at least your aura should be 40-50 feet long. And when we say this, Gautama Buddha had his aura extended up to 3 miles. 3 miles. You compare it with the feet. An ordinary person is having, say, a person who is not doing any sadhana, he may have his aura, say, extended up to 2 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet, like that. But Yogis Raja Sir used to tell us that we should have minimum 50 feet, our aura should be minimum 50 feet. So even if we are not so great as Gautama Buddha, having the aura extended for 3 miles, every person should be careful about developing his aura, strengthening his aura, so that no negativity can attack us. Already the karma is able to attack the energy body. That is what he is giving importance in his 3rd chapter. Okay, and he goes on to say that, see, apart from the inflictions, or apart from what is done to apart from what the karma is doing to the physical body and the mental body, some of the actions, some of the qualities, some of the gunas like fear, anger, jealousy, hatred, these are all negative karma. These are all creating negative karmas. And if you have these negative qualities, it is killing your own aura. It is not killing, it is damaging your own aura. So, by all means, we should be very careful when these characters come to the surface. Okay, see, there is nothing wrong in getting angry. Even a yogi can get angry. But how you are expressing it, that matters. So, if we develop these negative qualities, definitely this is going to affect our aura very badly. Okay, and so we should get rid of these negative qualities so that our body itself is very light, because the karma is less. Okay, and in the 3rd chapter, Sadhguru goes on to explain about the samskara. Samskara is something what we have already seen as vasanas. Okay, and to explain this samskara, he is explaining an experiment which is done in USA, in Atlanta state, in one of the universities. He is mentioning the name also. And see, the experiment is, they took some rats, put it in a cage, and they passed on, they sent the cherry blossom perfume inside the cage. Cherry fruits. Cherry fruits are deep red in color. Okay, nice red, crimson red. But the flowers are very light pink in color. Okay, and in the first week of April, that is the time when all the cherry trees blossom. And in foreign countries, all the trees blossom at the same time, and it is a beautiful sight to see. Okay, so this cherry blossom, the flowers probably they give out some smell. So this is made into perfume. So this cherry blossom perfume is sent inside the cage, and as the perfume is sent inside, they give a mild shock to the rats, electric shock. And when the shock is given, they get the fear. Okay, and so they run to the other side of the cage. So this experiment is repeated many times. That is, they give a mild electric shock and they send the cherry blossom perfume. They repeat it many times. And after that, even if they don't give the electric shock, if they simply send the perfume, the rats get the fear and they start running to the other side. So this is one thing. Then they took the young ones produced by this set of rats. So the next generation. They took the next generation rats and they put them in a cage and they gave the cherry blossom perfume. Only the perfume was sent inside, not the electric shock. Even then, as soon as they get the smell of the cherry blossom perfume, they start running here and there. They get the fear and so they start running here and there. Okay. Then the first generation rats behaved. The second generation also behaved in the same way, only by getting the smell of cherry blossom perfume. Then the third generation, these rats gave birth to the next generation. And the third generation was also put into an experiment like this, where no electric shock was given, only the cherry blossom perfume was sent inside. The minute they sent the perfume, these rats started getting the fear and they started running here and there. So this is the exact meaning of samskara. That is, in the first generation, the rats got the electric shock and the perfume smell, but somehow they associated the fear which developed out of getting the electric shock with the smell of cherry blossom. They got some connection. And so, after some time, even without giving the electric shock, when they got the smell of cherry blossom perfume, they were becoming panicky. Not only that, they passed on this fear to the next generation. And it doesn't stop there. Now, when this generation of rats produced the next generation, even to them, the fear is passed on. The fear of the electric shock and the association with the cherry blossom perfume. So this is how, see, each human being is a bag of karmas. And these karmas are from the ancestors for the past 12 generation, 24 generation, 36 generation, innumerable generations. Plus what that person has done in his own past life, plus what he has done in this life till that age. So all these things are present in a person in the form of memory. So all these karmas are imprinted in his mind in the form of memory. So Sadhguru goes on to say one more thing. See, okay, we are like this because of the ancestors. But at least should we not become careful regarding what we have to give it to our younger generation? That's a fact, isn't it? Okay, now we cannot go to our forefathers and ask them, why did you pass on this nasty characters to me? Leave it. But at least we can be conscious of what we are imbibing from the environment through the five sense organs, what we are dumping into our mind, so that we do only good things, and so the good karmas and are passed on to our next generation, younger generations, future generations, in the form of positive good memories. And in science, in ecology, this fact is described as sustainable development. What is the meaning of sustainable development? See, when we are born into the earth, we got a lot of good things. Now by the indiscriminate use of many things, we are creating a lot of pollution. Air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution. That means, are we going to pass on these negative things to our younger generation? No, we have to think twice. Okay, when we leave the earth, we should be in a position to give a better environment to our younger generation. So this is the meaning of sustainable development. You see, where all the karma spreads its tentacles. No, it's really an important thing to ponder about. Okay, please think about it and be very careful about the way you respond in future from this moment onwards. Think deeply. Thank you. The rest of the third chapter we will see in the next video. Okay, bye. Have a nice time.